have a text, and it is from, because I won't take a religious text from a known extremist or fanatic, it's from Cardinal Newman. Recently, Prime Minister Blair's urging, beatified on his way to canonization, a man whose apologia made many Anglicans reconsider their fealty and made many people join the Roman Catholic Church. He was considered, I think rightly, a great Christian thinker. My text from the Apologia. The Catholic Church, said Newman, holds it better for the sun and moon to drop from heaven, for the earth to fail, and for all the many millions on it to die in extremest agony, than that one soul, I will not say will be lost, but should commit one venial sin, should tell one willful untruth, or should steal one farthing without excuse. You'll have to say it's beautifully phrased, ladies and gentlemen. But to me, and here's my proposition.
Oh, it's a beautiful night in this neighborhood. So many people have helped me to come to this night. Some of you are here, some are far away, some are even in heaven. All of us have special ones who have loved us into being. Would you just take, along with me, 10 seconds to think of the people who have helped you become who you are? Those who have cared about you and wanted what was best for you in life. 10 seconds of silence. I'll watch the time. Whomever you've been thinking about, how pleased they must be to know the difference you feel they've made. You know, they're the kind of people television does well to offer our world. Special thanks to my family and friends, and to my co-workers in public broadcasting, family communications, and this academy for encouraging me, allowing me all these years.
I was exhausted, and yet I had never been more awake. I hadn't slept in 2 days. All I did was think. At nights, my mind raced, and during the day, all I did was ask myself that question over and over again, but no answer ever came. For months, all I did was ponder that prompt. It was a prompt I had always dreaded receiving. It misled you with its simple wording and dragged you down when it made you realize that you really didn't know yourself as well as you once thought. But on that day, I pondered the prompt more seriously than ever. Tell us about yourself. I didn't want to admit it, but I had been working on that same college admissions essay topic for 3 weeks, 4 days, and going on 5 hours. Until this day, I hid from even myself the fact that despite the looming deadline, I hadn't written one single word. My parents' nagging became increasingly frequent. I tried to mollify them, saying I had the most monumental essay written out in my head. All I had to do was put it on paper, send it to the colleges, and the acceptance letters would be rolling in. They believed that about as much as I did. The plain and simple truth was, I was out of ideas. And this is an unfamiliar feeling to me. I'm a writer. I don't run out of ideas. But this time, I couldn't even throw together an essay about myself. So I did what I always did before I started writing something. I began looking for the perfect opening sentence. Every writer knows that starting is the hardest part. But my thoughts were too muddled from lack of sleep. Despite this, I walked towards the open and neglected notebook that was on my desk. I picked up the pen that sat alongside it and considered the ease with which I had written possibly hundreds of essays in the past, and briefly wondered why this one was so much more difficult. But then, in a sudden moment of clarity, I wrote down something profound. I was sure it was profound. I had started the essay. What I wrote was one word, in fact, just a single letter. I. Okay, not a full sentence.
Contest Chair, Phil and Toastmasters. Today, we were taken on a journey. A journey with danger, a journey with meaning. And I absolutely loved it. Well done, Tulia. Did you notice how Tulia began? She stood back, waited for the contest chair to leave the stage, and then began. That shows poise. That shows presence of mind. And then she stepped forward and she plunged us into the heart of a story. And what a story it was. Psychologists say that telling stories is one of the best ways to make our speeches memorable. And you are a wonderful storyteller, Tulia. And I encourage you to continue to tell stories, because I suspect you have many more to tell. The second thing that I liked about Tulia's speech was her ability to connect with the audience. When we speak, the whole objective is to reduce as much as possible the distance between us and our audiences. And Tulia did this in a variety of ways, through her eye contact. And I particularly like the fact that she made an effort to address the people at the sides of the rooms, because this is a wide auditorium. Also her facial expressions, and also her voice and the use of her gestures. Well done. The thing that I liked the most about your speech was the emotion with which you told your story. You know, as speakers, we're taking a risk every time we stand on the stage. And the more emotion we show, the bigger the risk. In English, we have a saying that we are going up a tree